Hello again, this is Robert Radford and 50 Years of Chess. I've got another game for you. This is someone I've already loaded up a video against in a game once, Mike Brigden from the Downend Chess Club. The match was played on the 25th September 2018. Michael's rating was about 1990 and my rating was about 1840. We played several times. There's always been good games. There was one game, I think it was after this, where he really thumped me. Thumped me hard. So, or it's either after this or before, but he definitely gave me a thumping. And it was not nice, but that's what happens when you play some of these top players. So, Michael was white, and this is the way the game went. He played d4, I played knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3. Michael's played this opening for years and years and years, and he's a bit of an expert on it. d5, cd, ed, bishop g5, bishop e7. So we've got the Queen's Gambit, declined exchange variation. Knight c3, castle, e3, c6, bishop d3, bishop g4, queen c2, knight b8 to d7, knight d2. This is all book. This is one of the three main lines that white plays in this line, in this opening. This is the more older one of the three, I believe. Oldest line. So it's gone back with a knight. h6. It's gone back to h4. c4. Castle. c takes d. e takes d. So we both now have an isolated pawn in a symmetrical pawn setup. Now I'm relocating this knight because apart from if the queen and bishop for white were the other way around, then I would not. But as it's not, he can only check me on, he can't checkmate me on h7. So if he takes a knight, that would be okay. But I cannot do much more with the knight on d7 unless I reroute it and get it into a better position where it can attack that d4 pawn. So Michael plays h3. I went back to e6. Knight f3. Knight c6. So he was ready for me to attack that pawn, and he'd already got the knight there. So that's good play. a3 stopped me forking his queen and bishop. Rook c8. So that's a veiled attack, X-ray attack on his queen. He's played rook d1. Now, this game, the Bristol Chess Times editors, they did a video on this game, and I've got it on my site for anyone to see. And they did a very good job on this game, as they gave commentary on it and made some useful points. So anybody wants to see this game, it's there on the 50 Years of Chess, and it's called Knight on the Rim. Knight on the Rim, that's the title of it. So here we go then. I played knight h5 to offer a bishop swap, which is played and accepted. Michael now went queen d2 just to get out the way of that rook on c8. So I played g5. Now this looks a bit risky, but I believe I've worked this out and I know what I'm doing. So Michael plays rook on d to e1, pinning my queen. So I broke the pin by playing queen to d7, and I'm also threatening to take that pawn possibly on h3. So he moves the knight in to tap my queen, so I can't do that anyway. And I took it off, and then he retook with the rook, so I could still do it if I wanted. But can I get a win from it? That's the trouble. I'm looking at possibly... No, he's got rook takes pawn, pawn takes rook, queen takes pawn. If I try to play bishop takes h6, and I think he would do okay from that. He would probably checkmate me. So I have to be careful. I played a3, bishop back to b1, f6. Now that drives him back to e3. It does leave a gap, a hole on g6, but I can always bring push the pawn on or bring my queen across to block any attack there. But first of all, I want to try and swap bishops, but he doesn't. He plays bishop a2. So I play knight into f4, doubles the rooks. I'm getting closer to his king now with my knight and pawns. If he plays g6 and I play knight takes pawn, I think I've got a fine game going. So I just dropped the bishop back. This was a huge risk because of g3, but it was something, I was in a mood where I just wanted to play bravely and really sharp as I could, because I know how Michael plays. I know what he can do if he gets the lead in a game. He usually keeps it. It's hard to get back in the game. So I needed to attack him. I needed to play fighting chess. He did play g3. And I checked him. He went king h2. So then I went back with the bishop to f7. He played rook to e7. Queen into f5. Now, I don't think Michael realised I got quite a strong attack on his f2 pawn here. So he plays the other rook up to d2 after some thought. And then I come up with a little plan. I can get him in a mating trap. If I come down queen f3, he plays king takes knight, and then I play queen h8 check. He goes into king g4, and then I check him again. Check him again with f5, and when he takes f5, because he has to, I can then come back out with queen to f6. He would then have to intercept that check by playing queen f4. There's no other move. There's nowhere for the king to go. So I can play knight takes queen, pawn takes knight, and then I'm winning. He's lost his queen for a knight. But he didn't take it. Instead he went rook takes f7. Rook takes f7. Now he's played bishop takes d5. This is a nice move. What it does is it forks my queen on my rook. So what I did was I'd already planned for this, because I knew that I'd already analysed that if he didn't take my knight and he did take the rook, I could drop the queen back to h5, and I've still got my attack going with a discovered check when I move my knight away, possibly winning his rook on e2. So he played king g2, and then I cemented that knight in there with g4. This is tremendous for me because there's a mating net there if I can get it. Depends what he does. So he went queen behind the rook. So what I did was I played rook c7 because of rook check rook takes rook, queen takes rook, and then he's going to have the advantage after king g7. So he took the rook, I took back, and we're all even, exactly even on this game. If you look at the bar on the right, it's right there where the white line meets the black line, where the red line is. That's 50-50. 0-0 it's showing. So Michael comes in with knight d4. I pin the knight with my queen on d5. He moves his king out of the pin, and I play f5, attacking the knight. He moves the knight back, attacking my queen, and I take the pawn on d4. So I'm now pawn up. Still 50-50 though, because my king is in the open to some degree, so I've got to be careful. Michael then plays rook d1, attacking my queen. I go back to c5. His queen now comes into e6, pinning my rook. This could be serious if he gets rook into e8 and possibly d7. He'd be pinning my rook, so I've got to be careful. So what I did was I moved my king up to g7. Michael went back knight d1. That's to cover that pawn on f2. So I went back with the knight attacking the queen, and I've got a lovely fork there on f3. That's such a lovely gap. All those white weaknesses around Michael's king is just wonderful for me if I can exploit it. So he went queen d6. We're in real time trouble now. Both of us were playing really fast, and Michael's trying to get the queens off so that he can get rid of all the threats. But I wasn't going to do that. I went queen to b5. I thought to myself, if I can play knight to f6 check, and he plays the king somewhere, and I bring my knight down to e1, I might just be able to sneak in right in there and get him. So he played queen d5. He's still trying to swap off, but before he can do that, I've got knight check. It doesn't win the rook because it just win the rook. So he can go queen takes rook, but I got more than this. I don't have to do that. Once he went king to f2, I played knight check with knight e1, and here he's in a bit of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble because he has to stop a mate. He should have went maybe king to g1, and then it would have been check again, and it would probably been a draw, maybe. So, but he went king h1 because we only had seconds left, literally seconds, and that's when I came in with check on g1. He resigned. Michael resigned because if he goes g2, I play knight f6, and he's got to give up the queen to stop the mate. And after pawn takes, I'm going to mate him on the next move. You'd have to go quick knight to f3, but it's all over because he's lost the queen anyway. So there we go. That's the game. That's how it ended. That was a big game, and the Bristol Chess Times covered it. Like I said, they gave a very good analysis of the game generally. They couldn't see the attack that I had with the queen down behind the king after he took the knight. They were looking for a mate, but I wasn't looking for a mate. I just worked out that I could win his queen for a knight. So there may have been a mate there somewhere, but I wasn't following it that far. Didn't have time for that. But it was good, and I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this game, which I thought was pretty exciting, and it takes two to make a good game, they say. So thank you, and hope to see you soon. Bye. Michael went